Namaste. This is the 9th training class, The Soul's Journey. Hi, I am Timothy Doyle. I'm a student of the Golden Ones. The Golden Ones are the co-creator gods who are administrators of this spiritual training school on Earth. All souls who come to Earth are in training to become co-creator gods. All souls are created in the image and likeness of God. Male and female, He created them. And all souls have God characteristics embedded in the soul at the time of their creation. Like any creation in nature, whether it's the animal kingdom, the insect kingdom, the flower kingdom, the offspring is an exact replication of the parents. So we as souls created in the image and likeness of God are exact replications of God. So we are here on Earth now to develop our soul into becoming co-creator gods. Let me just look at my notes here. Prior to coming to Earth, the soul did not have free will. They were guided by the heart of God. When I was in 2000, I was asked by my teachers to go to Peru to to take a trip to the shamans in Peru. So I got on the internet and I selected the shamans in Peru. They just asked me to take a trip with some shamans. And so I got in the internet and I was guided to go to the shamans in Peru. And when I got there, I had no problem. I signed up. It took me like 10 minutes to sign up to go to Peru in December. And when I got to Peru, and we got off the boat after a journey up the river, someone asked the shaman there, when are we going to drink? And I said, drink? What do you mean drink? And they says, well, we're here to drink the ayahuasca. I go, the what? So I won't say I was tricked into going to Peru to drink the ayahuasca, but I did go to Peru for 5 years and I drank the ayahuasca. And during those 5 years is probably where I learned the majority of the teachings from the Golden Ones. So in my first drinking, before I went to Peru, I had 2 questions in my mind. This was back in 1999. At the time I was studying Tantra, spiritual sexuality, if you want to call it. Which is, I'll have to do a teaching on that later on. Tantra is more than just spiritual sexuality. It's more than that. We'll cover a class on that. I don't want to start now on it. I had 2 questions, Tantra, and then I had a question whether coming to Earth was it a prison or did we come by choice? And so during my first drinking, and during the ayahuasca, it's probably a 6-hour ceremony. After you start drinking, you drink late at night, and it's the most awfulest taste in the world you want to drink. And then the first 3 hours, you're in ceremonial. You clear up your light body. You visit things in the past. And then in the second half of the ceremony, and maybe the last third of the ceremony, when you, any questions you had before coming to Peru, the ayahuasca goddess would answer your questions. And so we went through the ceremony and I'm sitting there and all of a sudden my mind's eye opened up and I find myself sitting in a throne. I'm dressed in royal garb. I have a scepter in my left hand, and I had something in my right hand. I'm sure there's a name for it. and maybe it's something to anoint. And I had a crown on my head, and I was the image that I was a royal being. And I'm looking out in front of me, and I see all the stars of the universe. And then the hand of God comes over, which was the thumb and the forefinger, and it comes over from my left to my right, and it comes down and it points to a little star down in the right-hand corner. And in my mind, I hear choice. So I knew then what they were telling me is coming to Earth was a choice. So everyone who comes to Earth to train to be a co-creator God are from the highest elite from their star nations. You can't come to Earth. You can't just decide to come to Earth to train to become a co-creator God. You have to be recommended by your star nation, whatever star system you come from. It has to go to the Galactic Council for approval. And then once approved by the Galactic Council, you can incarnate into the Earth environment. Now, a soul has a choice of either they can train to become a co-creator God, or they can train to become an angel. In training, in choosing, everyone has to have evolved to that point where they deserve the right to make their choice of which path they want to come to. So we here on Earth, we chose to come as co-creator gods, to train for co-creator God out of our love for God. We come here with a sincere desire within our heart to serve God. That's our purpose. When you come to Earth, now, you're created in the image and likeness of God. You're male and female, so you have both these aspects within your being. We incarnate from female to male to female to male, different genders, so we can experience those aspects of the femininity or masculinity within our being, within our soul. So when we come to Earth and we're training, we receive a physical body. Now, the God characteristics are embedded into our light body, but they're embedded in our light body as a raw characteristics. In other words, they show up as emotions. That's how we'll describe them, as emotions. Raw emotions, they're in our light body. When through life experiences, we learn to discipline these emotions into God feelings, which is part of our journey here. So when we come to Earth, we receive a physical body, and we receive a conscious mind, a subconscious mind. We have a DNA with chromosomes and amino acids, and the DNA is like an antenna within the body. It radiates, it vibrates based on our thoughts and feelings. The more you are positive and cheerful and loving, the chromosomes and the amino acids in the body vibrate. They're activated. And when they're activated, they vibrate throughout the body, keeping the body healthy. And also they vibrate outside of the body, and they draw in. They're like a magnet. If you desire something, or if you're working on a manifestation, the vibration of your DNA, your being, draws those elements into your being for the manifestation, to assist you in your manifestation. Free will, we receive free will, Free will is the purpose of free will is so that we can experiment to know right from wrong. Prior to coming to earth, the soul did not have free will. They were guided by the heart of God. When you come to earth, you have free will. You have free will to think, free will to speak, free will to take action. But then what happens is you learn based on your free will what is good and what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So that's how you learn about universal laws of harmony, balance, order, and unity for the good of all through life's experiences. And you learn wisdom. And we come to earth. When we come to earth, we don't have the wisdom. And not only don't we have the wisdom, we also don't have the God feelings. We have the embedded God characteristics in the raw forms, but they're emotions. So through life experiences, and you know that these emotions will have control over the human actions. If you're angry, it's difficult to control the anger. If you're impatient, it's difficult to control your impatience and so forth. So the purpose of life experiences is to learn to discipline these raw God characteristics and transmute them into God feelings. All right. So in other words, hate into love, impatience into patience, and eventually they become God feelings. And when they become a God feeling, you replace the raw God characteristics in your light body with the God characteristics. So eventually you become a co-creator God being. The physical body is monitored by universal mind in every moment. Universal mind is aware of every soul's thoughts, words, and actions, and based on the soul vibrating these thoughts, words, and deeds, the universal mind will develop a training agenda for the soul in every moment. So if you create an act of karmic abuse against another, universal mind will incorporate a karma learning lesson for you. But you may not receive that karmic life experience in this carnation. The universe will never punish a soul. It's not there to punish a soul that you're a bad person or anything like that. It's there to educate you. So let's say that you may steal something. Well, maybe in your current carnation, you're not able to accept the karma to repay the karma debt. That karma debt may be postponed to a future incarnation. So, but I will tell you that the more you know, the more you know between right and wrong, and you commit a wrong, your karmic debt is almost immediately, all right? There's no postponing it. So we receive a conscious and subconscious mind. Now, the conscious mind can only hold one thought at a time. And the purpose of the conscious mind is to validate truth. And when it validates a truth, it will store that truth into the subconscious mind. And then the subconscious mind eventually passes it to the light body. Now, the thing about this is that the subconscious mind does not edit anything the conscious mind passes to it. So you could have something in your conscious mind that is not a truth, but the conscious mind believed it was a truth. So this is what happens when you have things on your light body that needs to be removed. this is part one of the training lesson of the soul's journey. When we get into part two, we'll talk more about the conscious mind, subconscious mind, the creation process, and the different stages, the three stages of the training process. We have an ego stage, we have a spiritual man stage, and we have the co-creator God stage. So as we, in our next training lesson, we'll talk about these aspects of the soul's journey. So you all have a blessed day. We'll talk to you later. Much love to all. Sat Nam. Bye-bye. See all the teachings of the Golden Ones at the YouTube channel, Timothy Doyle, The Golden Ones, or visit us at www.thepathtowoneness.com. Also visit us on Facebook at The Path to Oneness.